and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, where we watch every single theatrically released animated film in order. I'm Tennille.
And I'm Sean.
This week we watched Jack and the Witch, which is a 1967 Toei Animation film from Japan.
Yeah.
And...
I don't know. It's fine, I guess.
It wasn't great.
No. But, like, compared to the other movies we've watched recently...
okay. I guess, Jack and the Witch was a fine children's film. There wasn't anything offensive about it, which, compared to the other films we've watched recently here in the 60s, that's a blessing. But it also was rather, noisy and poorly paced and...
Tedious. Just kind of... It feels like the third act of a film for the whole running time.
Which is 80 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's a long time to be in the third act.
That's too long for constant action.
Mm-hmm.
Constant, noisy action.
We should clarify that the version of the film that we watched is the English dubbed version of the film that was on 4x3 on Amazon.
Good job, Amazon. But, we couldn't find any other version of this movie out there, so it's what we were stuck with.
And probably the biggest thing that annoyed me about this film has nothing really to do with the film or the filmmakers at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that this was in 4x3.
Good old 4x3, chopping off your movie.
Chopping it up like it ain't no thing.
Hey, you wanted to see that other half of the movie? Nope.
Too bad, it's in 4x3.
4x3, you only see the middle.
Only the middle, because you didn't bother going in and seeing
moving
where the best places to put the 4x3 are. Nope, let's right in the middle of the screen, even though this character is doing something off screen.
Oh no, this person's looking sad and we can only see a single eyeball. Oh well.
You wanted to watch this movie you paid $5 for on Amazon?
Nope.
Too bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
4x3 is a horrible thing.
We should talk about 4x3.
Okay. Do we want to talk about that before or after the plot description?
You know what? We're talking about 4x3 right now.
Okay.
Because we've already brought it up, and this was the thing that annoyed me the most about this film. So, if you don't know, the history of 4x3 in television...
And what we mean by 4x3 is it's like a square as compared to a rectangle.
Yeah,
like most
so
movies
widescreen versus full screen.
Mm-hmm.
Most films are not shot in 4x3. Most nothing is shot in 4x3.
Except for television was in the early days.
But even then, they shot it in wide.
They shot it in wide, but made sure to... Yeah.
But planned on it being in 4x3.
So, if a TV had capabilities to do it in widescreen, they could play it in widescreen.
Well, but usually the final cut would just be...
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I feel like most, old TV shows are just...
4x3.
Yeah, because, they could have, the set not done on the edges of the screen or whatever.
Okay. But,
So you can't find, old copies of a widescreen version of whatever old TV show.
I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We're watching movies that were supposedly shot or made for theaters on this show, so we shouldn't have to watch anything in 4x3.
No, because if it was going to a theater, it was going to be shot widescreen.
Widescreen. Not necessarily 16:9, because a lot of theaters had a lot of varying sizes, especially back in the day.
Yeah.
But, it would be wider than 4x3. And,
right.
we're far enough into history where they're starting to get to like a consistent size as well, all across the world and stuff. So 4x3 shouldn't really be a thing in our theatrically released films.
And especially Toei Animation has released several widescreen CinemaScope sized films.
In fact, we briefly talked about the 4x3 versus widescreen shenanigans in
Gulliver's Travels Beyond the Moon.
Yeah, Gulliver's Travels Beyond the Moon, because that was another one that Amazon only had the 4x3 version, even though we were able to find the widescreen original Japanese version elsewhere online.
Just on YouTube.
Just on YouTube, of all things. It's like where it shouldn't be, but like that's where it was. It's like, Amazon.
4x3 was a mistake made by VHS companies and television studios, and I hate it.
It was made specifically to make the movie look worse so that people would go to theaters to watch the original cut of the movie.
Well, like, the original idea kind of had part of a good idea about it, was that it was 4x3 because people had these big box tube TVs. And so making it 4x3 made sense because then you're filling that whole little tiny tube TV with an image.
Because, again, people had small TVs with low quality back in the day.
But by the time VHS came around, and we're still doing 4x3, even though people have kind of moved past tube TVs and have, like, maybe not LED TVs, but something kind of equivalent.
A widescreen.
Yeah, like a normal digital TV.
You know, the kind of TV that most anybody has today. Like that size ratio.
Yeah. But instead, like, they kept making 4x3 versions of movies, some better edited than others, like they would actually move the camera around and make sure that they cut in proper places.
So that, like, the important action is on screen. As compared to just the middle.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you guys know this, but the middle is not always where the action is happening.
No, because there's this thing called rule of thirds.
And if you do 4x3, it's rule of edge.
Edge! Rule of edge! Don't you know you should put all your most important action right on the very edge of the screen?
Where it often falls off, and people are left to their imaginations as to what is actually happening.
But anyway, that was a super big problem for this film because it was not properly edited, and it sucks, and 4x3 butchered a lot of movies like this. You can find videos about this online where,
like, people take many films like, look at this amazing shot, and then look at what happens in 4x3.
Right.
It's like you miss anything that happened, like all the nuance and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's completely fair. Like, go crazy about it, but we already have.
Yeah, we don't need to dwell on it any longer. But the 4x3 utterly, like, makes a not great movie awful.
Yeah. So this was a not great movie made almost unbearable because, like, I can't even get drawn into the movie.
Right.
Another part that didn't draw me into the movie very well is the English voice acting, which I will say was not horrible.
It was pretty bad, though.
But it wasn't great. I mean, the movie started and like, this is already teetering on the edge of so bad it's good, just from the horrible voice acting. But it just kind of...
It was too much all the time to really get into the so bad it was good.
It's one of those movies where it's just kind of always noise.
Someone's always talking, even though obviously in the original cut no one was. Let's get into more about this movie, though. So, Jack and the Witch sounds like a fairy tale, but it's not. It is a completely original story.
I mean, if it was based on something, this would have been, like, the worst fairy tale.
The worst fairy tale.
Because, oh no, a boy and his animal companion friends, are riding in their horrible bouncy car everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then a witch in a helicopter comes and steals the boy away and tries to turn him into, as the English version puts it, a harpy.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's the original Japanese translation for what these little kids are supposed to be, but...
When I think of a harpy, I think of a half-woman, half-bird creature.
I think of The Last Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. That's a harpy.
Mm-hmm.
Often with exposed boobs.
I mean, not really. The Last Unicorn just decided to go there.
Well, no, very often. Like, at least back in the day, that's just how everything was.
Mm-hmm.
In, like, mythological times when these things were concocted.
Yeah.
If it was part female, they were
It had
naked.
to have boobs.
It had to have boobs.
Otherwise, how would you know?
How would you know it's a girl? Kind of like how nowadays females all wear bows and eyelashes.
Oh, yeah, when you just, like, smurfette a male character.
Back then, it's like, oh, it's female, so it's got to have boobs right there in your face.
And now, I mean, we're finally getting away from this, but yeah, it used to be, especially in the 90s. It's like, how do we know if it's a female character if it doesn't have
bow and eyelashes?
Gigantic eyelashes!
Either way,
if I had to come up with a name for what these little creatures probably were in the Japanese translation, it's probably just like imps.
Imps or goons.
Yeah.
I'm going to call them goons.
Demons. I could very easily see them being called demons, and then like the American release was like, no.
No, because we're a highly Christian religious country.
We can't put demons in our movie, especially
not for kids.
Good demons.
Yeah. Either way, they're turned into these harpies.
Yes.
But our main character
avoids becoming a harpy. One of his friends becomes a harpy.
Yeah, the mouse character.
Mouse.
Who we knew for like 3 seconds, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, then he's chased around by...
And then he's
harpy.
Just chased around.
He's chased around by the boy harpy and the girl harpy, and then they escape, and then they're chased again, and then they escape, and then they steal their house, and then they escape, and then they get chased again, and then they escape, and then they get chased again, and then the female harpy girl... What is her name? She has an actual name.
Allegra?
Allegra gets punished by the Uber Witch.
The big bad.
The big bad, who is barely ever seen and is not visible on the screen.
Yeah.
Because everything is black on dark blue. Mm-hmm. Either way, she gets sentenced to the ice caves. Our main character has a change of heart and goes to save her. They save her. They're chased by a dragon. They get out. They fight the big witch where she's just toying with them for a while. And then the mouse accidentally destroys her magic ball.
Yep.
All right. And then
But that doesn't kill her.
No, it just turns her into this weird gremlin, which I'm assuming is what she originally looked like.
Uh-huh.
And then she escapes in her skeleton blimp, but she leaves a time bomb, which someone accidentally ties to her blimp. And then she tries to get it off, but she runs into the side of the castle, and everything explodes, and she dies? And then all the harpies, who were apparently invincible and had magical powers and could live forever, are turned back into the children that they were to begin with.
Yeah.
And the Allegra turns out to have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because of course she did.
Yes, because she was a perfect little angel.
Mm-hmm. The end. Nothing happens.
Well, a lot happens. In a very nothing's happening kind of way.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that I think Allegra's character design before she turns back is actually pretty cute.
It is. The character designs are pretty cute, Except for one big flaw. Their noses.
You don't like that nose.
I hate it. It's like, it's got a good idea behind it. It's obviously supposed to be like the bottom
of the nose.
It's
like a bottom shadow to the nose.
Right. But I feel like the animators weren't told that that's what it was supposed to be, because a lot of times it's just slapped on their face and
it looks like a dog nose more than
it looks like their
an animalistic nose.
It looks like their nose is turned up or something like that. It looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
It looks bad and inconsistent and kind of just wobbles all over the place and goes up and down, and it's rather distracting.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's too bad, too, because at the very end of the film, they show the not credits.
Oh, yeah.
With a bunch of, like, statuettes that they obviously used for reference.
Yeah, and those were adorable.
And those were really cool. Like, I'd actually, pay money to get something like that. Like those were really neat.
It's like, yeah, I think those are really cute and adorable, and I'd love to see what those really look like in real life.
But those did not translate to screen all that well.
No.
This movie has another really, really big problem, and it's not... I shouldn't say it's a really, really big problem. It's a really noticeable thing.
Oh, I think I know what what you're going for.
Have you guys ever seen a Disney movie?
So, hey guys, I just saw this beautiful animated movie from America. And it's by this Disney guys.
Disney guys?
And there's this evil witch. She's like, got horns and she's evil and stuff. And
her skin is a different color.
Yeah, her skin isn't like normal colored, which is really cool.
She's got a castle.
She's got a ruined castle, and she's filled it with all of these little goon guys. Whoa, could we do that? It's like, dude, we all saw Sleeping Beauty. No, we can't do that. But what if we did? What if we did a story all about the goons? Why? Why would we do that? But Disney did it. We should do it. But why? We can even put in a dragon. Why?
I also saw this Disney movie where a girl gets lost in a forest of flowers.
And like everything's weird and trippy. And I saw this different Disney movie where there's like dinosaurs at one point, but also mushrooms. What if we did that too? Dude, slow down. Hey, I'm related to the president. You have to do what I say.
My dad's the boss of the company.
My dad works at this company. You have to follow. I mean, obviously none of this is probably true.
But oh man.
There's so many Disney references and it's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, it's just like the whole feel of the castle feels
like Maleficent's castle.
So Maleficent's castle.
And like there's Fantasia dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs come out of nowhere.
And they're obviously Fantasia styled.
Yeah, it's like they just look like Fantasia dinosaurs and they have no purpose in the story other than to just be like, hey, we saw that Disney movie too.
And also the mushrooms.
Yeah.
For no reason. And the Alice in Wonderland part.
Yeah, they have an Alice in Wonderland scene where it's literally like they just throw Jack, our main character, down into this Alice in Wonderland-like story, and the movie just takes 10 minutes to explore Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
and then they...
Barbecue!
Yeah, the place
barbecue!
Want to eat him, and then they bring him out of that, and they're like...
Haha, so you can never face us because we're so powerful. And like, what? That's just an example of our power. And like
they could have done the same thing just by, like, shocking him or something, and we could have cut to, haha, now you see how powerful we are. Like, that's how tacked on this is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and of course, like, the animal companions all feel like Disney characters. Oh, the bear. Barnaby the bear.
Barnaby the bear.
I don't blame Japan for this one. This is specifically an American thing.
Oh, yeah. The American voice actor decided, it's a bear. I'm gonna do a Yogi Bear impression the whole time.
Yeah.
So we just have not Yogi Bear in this not Disney movie.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget the beginning of the movie that is trying to pass off scribbled colored pencils and crayons as stained glass for some reason.
Was that supposed to be stained glass?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to blame Japan for that, because that feels like a tacked on American credits sequence.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because
it could be either.
Because it was a very different art style, not just because it was done with crayons.
But Sean and I are both like sitting there at the beginning of the movie like, what's going on? Because it
has
just so
nothing
sloppy.
to do with anything.
It's so sloppy. It's like, okay, wait, I see what's going. I see the shape.
There's like a dragon and a knight, I think.
All
right.
Okay.
I don't.
This is just a very subpar movie. Like, it's not bad.
But I don't know if I'd recommend it. Other than, like, I honestly think Allegra is cute.
Yeah. I thought Allegra and the little fox cat were cute.
Yeah. Too bad the fox cat has, like, no character. Well, nobody has any character.
No.
Boy, girl, bear, cat, sassy mouse, evil witch. That's your character. Go with it.
Yeah. No one learns anything. Things just happen.
Constant action for 80 minutes.
Yeah. I feel like you were going to say something and then I interrupted you.
Yeah. I will say that I think the witch, like the big bad evil witch character, has some like memeably bad faces. Right when she shows up, she's just like, oh! And I'm like, what the heck?
There are so many moments in this movie I just want GIFs of to use in...
out of context stuff.
To use on Twitter or something like that.
And there's a couple of lines near the beginning from the English voice
and the witch
cast.
like scuttling around as the like little gremlin thing, just like...
It's like, what? Like, this is so out of context. I just want to post this, and people are like, what is this?
Me at 3 a.m. when I want to go get a snack from the kitchen.
At one point in the early part of the movie, Jack says to like one of the animals, it's like, you furry betrayer or something.
You furry betrayer!
And I'm just like,
I need that. I need that as a GIF right now. You furry betrayer!
Like, this is a really dumb line and I love it. There was another one before that, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, God. There were a couple of lines that were so bad they were good.
Mm-hmm. But they were all, like, right at the beginning, and then, like, the movie just kept going for another 67 minutes.
Yeah, and we just kind of had to go, like, all right, turn off our brain.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we should subject you to any more of this, though.
No.
Would I recommend it?
Not really.
Probably not. Not unless you can find like the original version.
If you could find the original version and you have really young kids who are really into fantasy, like this is their type of movie.
Mm-hmm. Because again, there's not like anything bad about it.
No, but it's not a film I would really recommend to anyone like over the age of 8.
Yeah. Either way, next time.
Oh, next time!
We finally get back to Disney, guys.
We finally have another Disney movie.
It's only been It's only been 500 years. But next time we are going to talk about The Jungle Book.
Thank you, Disney. My Lord and Savior Disney. Please bring me out of this hellhole that has been the films we've had to see recently.
For a brief time, maybe.
Oh, I'm gonna savor it while I can.
See y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
We all felt the fresh air in our face. It's fun to ride when friends are by your side. You know the world's a lovely place. And then as the world goes flying by, then you and I'll go just in